Whew, what a crazy weekend. So today is Monday, March 9th, and in my last video, if you could barely understand me since I was crying for a majority of it, talked about how I took a pregnancy test and it was positive, and just being really confused because I was having some bleeding. And so we had a doctor's appointment yesterday, Sunday, on my birthday, so we had to drive down to Pleasant Grove, which is about a 2-hour drive from where we live now, and all it was just a blood draw, which was kind of annoying because on one hand, like, it's just a blood draw, but it was good to go because it was the day of, like, it was the same day we got results, which was really appreciative. So they did my blood draw and I got a call a couple hours later. I'm tired. Just to say that my HCG level was 4,400 around there, and my progesterone was at a good level too. So I was definitely pregnant. And to just take it easy, stay off my feet, and they wanted to have an ultrasound tomorrow. So I'm filming this at night, so it's already happened. So I had an ultrasound this morning. Luckily, it was in the Ogden office, so I didn't have to drive down to Pleasant Grove. I was so nervous, and I had Peter and Walter come just for moral support, just because I was just really hoping that it wasn't an ectopic pregnancy, that there was something in my uterus and not in my fallopian tubes. And then 2, I was, I mean, it's too early for a heartbeat, but I was just hoping things looked normal, but it's just so hard to go through this, especially since we just found out like a day before, So we get there, we have the ultrasound, it's in my uterus, so that's good. It was just so crazy to actually see it, like, on the screen, like, no, you are pregnant, which is still so crazy to me. But yeah, we're pregnant. As far as we know, things are okay. I haven't bled at all today, so that's good. I've just been staying off my feet, and it's really funny because Peter, for my birthday, he got me Just Dance on the Nintendo Switch, and I love that game. I played a little bit of it on my birthday before I got the phone call, and then I started bleeding again, so I'm like, well, probably shouldn't be playing this, so it kind of sucks that I can't even use my birthday present, but it's worth it if everything works out. But yeah, I've just been sitting, laying on the couch, reading. Luckily, the day before all of this happened, I had 4 books to pick up from the library. I got really big into reading again, so I've just been picking up books and reading them like crazy, so they help keep me distracted, so this works. But yeah, I was measuring 5 weeks and 5 days, and they could see the sac. We could even see the baby, which again is teeny tiny because I'm only 5 weeks and 5 days, but it was just crazy to see my uterus up on the screen with a teeny tiny little baby in it. And she says what I'm measuring is perfect from what we like. It all adds up together from doing treatment and everything. I mean, she didn't say why I was bleeding or why I had my period 2 weeks ago, but I don't know. And I think that's the hard part, is Peter is very optimistic about everything, and I am the exact opposite. I go with the motto, if you always expect the worst, then you'll never get hurt. So, I mean, it still terrifies me to think that now that we're at this point where we know we are pregnant, that it can suddenly be taken away from us, and it's really scary. So I try to not think about it, which is impossible. And it's really strange since I don't have any symptoms of pregnancy at all. That's why I genuinely thought when I was taking the test it was going to be negative. Because I was bleeding, like, I had my period, like, it didn't make sense. And so even now, knowing that I am pregnant, I don't have any symptoms, it still scares me. I'm like, oh, that means something's going to go wrong. Because already, out the gate, like, this is a way different pregnancy than what I had with Walter 2 years ago. So everything's new and scary. And I have to be on those dumb progesterone suppositories again. But again, if everything works and we have a healthy baby in 9 months, it'll be so worth it. So I just have to keep telling myself there's nothing I can do to change the outcome. There's nothing I can do to save the baby. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And I thank God every day for having this miracle happen. As I was explaining in my other video, seriously, on maybe Wednesday, I remember distinctly saying in my prayer, like, I'm just praying for a miracle. I just want to have a baby and grow our family, and I just need a miracle in my life. And then 3 days later, we find out we're pregnant after we had already grieved not being pregnant. I mean, there was no other explanation there. So, just crazy. But we leave for California at the end of the week, and it's all terrible timing because they wanted me to come back in next week, and we're gone for my sister's wedding, which we're excited for the trip, but it's just crazy timing for everything. So my next appointment is this Friday in Pleasant Grove, which is fine because we're already driving down to Cedar City anyways, so it's all good. But my appointment will be this Friday to see if there's been any growth. I doubt we're going to see a heartbeat because I'll be barely 6 weeks on Friday, a little after 6 weeks. So, because I think we heard a heartbeat with Walter at 7 weeks. And so 6 weeks is still just so early. So I think I'll have a little more comfort if we see a heartbeat, which I'm not expecting to because, again, it's so early. But if we see a heartbeat, that'll give me a little more comfort and hope that this will turn into a viable pregnancy. Or even if there's some growth. If the baby has been growing and the gestational sac is growing, then that's good. If there's no growth at all, that's when I'll be like, oh, scared. Not gonna work. Now I have to go through miscarriage, so just read my book and love my little boy and love my husband is what I plan to do.